You made it for a reason. You're here for a purpose. You're not an accident. Now life is all about discovering the reason why you're here. It's about the reason. You say, wait a minute. Well, if God is so good and God can just instantaneously make me know why I'm here, why would he do it? Guess what? Have you ever been to an amusement park and you were at the end of a roller coaster and you saw people getting off the roller coaster having fun and laughing and everything? Have you ever got fulfilled just by watching them? No. It's not until you take the bold step to get on that roller coaster. You ride up that roller coaster. You're thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do it? You get to that high point. You drop down the stomach drop. Oh my goodness. It hits that curve. It does all of these things. Just like life. It goes up. It goes down. It's not until you ride the ride that when it comes to the end, you're like, man, whew, man, I can't believe I did it. All right, let's do it again. And that's what life is. It's a journey. Enjoy the journey. No good thing is he ever going to withhold from you. It's his pleasure to give you the kingdom. It is for this reason that I've made you. It's for this reason, this moment in time, that he's raised you. And so as I discovered those things for my life and began to walk those things out, I went on a quest to say, you know what, God? By nature, you made me a teacher and encourager. And I would like to share this. I would like to help other people understand this. I would like to help other people maximize their lives. So what is the key? What do I need to understand? And in my discovery, I had to understand where most of us was never taught. And we were not taught about the power of our mind. We were not taught about the power of mind. If I asked you to think, and say, hey, what does the mind look like? Most people would say, it's the brain. It's not the brain. The mind is different. And so in the last parts of what I'm going to share today, I'm going to break some things down for you. And Pastor Bishop, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to come back another time because I really want to get into this. But I need to share this with you because this will open up your understanding to let you understand how you got where you're here today. And if you want to move forward, what you're going to have to do to move forward. And that's why, again, you're going to be watching this video from here. Okay? And so, do you have that, Pastor, do you have that, okay? Here's a visual to help you understand the mind. Okay? The mind is not the brain. The brain is a part of our central nervous system. It's an organ just like our heart and everything else. But the mind is different. Okay? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the drawing? Can you guys see it? Okay. This drawing I didn't come up with. In my research and studying, I can't remember the guy whose name who came up with it, but think about the mind, our mind, as that big circle. In our mind is broken into two areas. The conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The qualities of the conscious mind, that is where the top. Information comes into that conscious mind. That is our thinking mind. That's meaning that information comes in. What we see, taste, touch, feel. When we see something, and what you're hearing me do right now, you're hearing me with your conscious mind. You're consciously hearing me. You're seeing me. You're feeling what you're feeling. You are now bringing things in. That's how it starts. That's why when the Bible talks about watch the gate, the window, the gates of your heart, the eyes are the gates of your heart. Again, it's introduced through your conscious mind. Now, with this conscious mind, you can rationalize. You can say, I want to do that, or I don't. Your conscious mind can accept or reject any information you see, hear, feel, sense, or come to know. That's like if somebody say, oh man, we're all going to get hurt tomorrow, or everybody's getting laid off. You have a chance to say, you know what, that may happen to y'all, but that ain't happening to me. Or you watch the news, what I call the bad news, every day on the morning or at night. You watch the news, and they say this is going to happen, that's going to happen. You have the ability, because your conscious mind, to reject it. If you're listening to something on the radio, bam, bam, and they start listening and they start talking about all these characteristics about your life and this and the other, you have the ability to accept it or reject it. That's totally up to you. In a conscious mind, that's where you're reasoning things. You start reasoning things. Okay, he said this, it's making sense. Even as I'm talking, you're reasoning. What am I saying? It's coming kind of against, not against, but it's coming up, in line with what you already know, what you believe. Your conscious mind. Your conscious mind will minimize its ability under tremendous stress. And then you have the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind that's where that we call that, or that's called the feeling mind. So that's where you hold all your feelings at, all your emotions. That's where you hold all those things in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind accepts everything as real. Now I need to repeat that. Your subconscious mind accepts everything as real. This is what I was sharing with my man the other day. Between the ages of 0 and 10, all we have is a subconscious mind. That's all we have. That's the only thing being developed. That means everything between the age of 0 and 10 that we see, hear, feel, sense, whatever, goes into us automatically. There is nothing that rejects it. Everything is on the inside. So that means that if I saw my dad drinking all the time, it's in there. If I saw my mom and dad communicate by arguing all the time, it's in there. If my dad or my mom or teacher told me, you can never do anything, you're a failure just like your dad, like your mom, it's in there. Every experience of your life between the ages of 0 and 10 is in there. Every single thing. Everything. It's in there. And so between the ages of, as I say, 9 to 10, up to that point is being developed. The subconscious mind does not have the ability to accept or reject everything. That means that everything that gets through it, everything that gets to it, it accepts. So imagine this. You have children here right now. They are sponges. They are soaking everything up. And in some cases, if they could talk and they understood, they'd say, please stop. Please stop. Yes. Please turn that off. Please stop saying that about yourself, Mom. Please stop saying that about yourself, Dad. Please stop criticizing. Steve, please stop complaining. Please stop competing. Please stop comparing. Please stop. Because it's hurting me. But it won't be evidence until later. So I ask you, when you think about your life from the ages of 0 and 10, what were the significant things that happened in your life? Because those significant things, they still live there. They still live there. And then at the age of about 10, that's when our conscious mind starts to develop. That's why children, when we're raising teenagers or adolescents, the word adolescence means to break away. They are breaking away from just that childhood. And at the age of 10 and above, they start developing this reasoning where now you're saying something and they're deciding whether I want to do it or not. That's a very natural function because now they're developing it. And as they grow older, they keep developing both of those minds. Hallelujah. But here's the thing to remember. All that stuff they experience is still in their subconscious. How many of you now have had somebody say something to you when you were younger? And if you're honest, it still impacts you today. Okay? In order for us to know where we're going, we got to know where we come from. We don't over-spiritualize anything. We get to the nitty-gritty because when we want to be healed, we want to be delivered, we got to know where we're trying to go. We got to know where we're coming from. And so, a couple more things about the conscious mind. The subconscious mind, stores every memory. The subconscious mind is like a computer programming. It is your program. It's programmed. Everything you do in life that's automatic, your heartbeat, is from the subconscious mind. That's just like if you're driving in a car. When you first started driving, you're focused consciously. Your hands is 10 and 2. But as you get better, your subconscious mind, that autopilot, starts to know exactly where to go. Now, you're in the car, instead of focusing 10 and 2, you're texting, you're reaching back, you're doing things in the console. Why? Because now the subconscious mind has taken over and it's actually on autopilot. Now it can be on autopilot for something good or it can be autopilot on something bad. And that's called paradigms. Paradigms are a multiple of beliefs and habits that we have about our lives. See, if you did not grow up in a home where there was a lot of positive energy, positivity, you can do it, overcoming, encouragement. If you didn't grow up into that home, then when you get older, no one can expect you to walk it out that way or live a life of encouragement. But if you grew up in a home where you saw your mom and dad argue, fight, or you went to church, and at church there was cliques in the church, and you had to do all these different rules to get to Jesus, who's always here, and then all of a sudden to you, man, what's up with this religious thing? Then now all of a sudden you got all these different doubts, you got these thought processes. And so understanding that information comes in the conscious mind. If you allow it to get through the subconscious mind, it then goes to your body. And so that's the process. Things come in here, they get down in here. The Bible calls the subconscious mind your heart. It gets down in here, and then that's what your body does. Prime example, anybody ever watch a horror movie? You're sitting in the comfort of your house. You know you are safe. You're watching a show, it's coming in consciously. You hear the music, dun, 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 dun. All of a sudden, because it's now in the subconscious mind, you allow it to go through. The feelings get added to it, fear, anxiety, Then all of a sudden it makes your body do what? Get scared. And so if you want to change your life, if you want to change the track you're on, you can't just do it with the conscious mind. You got to get down deep. You got to get down and deep. You got to find what brought me to this point. You got to say, wait a minute, who is it? Who is it that contributed to my mindset? Take a good look at that. Take a good look to see what characteristics that you possess that you got from your dad. What characteristics do you possess you got from your mom, from your environment, from your auntie, from your uncle, and even and sometimes from yourself? Take inventory of that. Take inventory of it. Because until you do, it'll always be somebody else's fault. What beliefs about yourself, your ability, your race, your relationships do you have right now that was given to you from somebody else? We've inherited certain patterns of belief system about our ability, about what we're here to do. And I'm here to interrupt that. I want to encourage you to take a good look at your life. Take a look at who contributed to where you're at. Get a pad and pen and write it down. This is what I got from my dad. This is what he told me. He showed me. This is the good. This is the bad. This is what I got from my mom. This is what I got from... Take the time to do it. The mindset I had. I'll share something again personal. I was in the house at age 22. Came home from college. And I'm sitting there in front of my mom, I'm sitting there with my mom, and my brother Antoine, there's 5 of us, I'm the middle child, and my brother Antoine out of nowhere says, hey Donovan, such and such and such, that's why you got a different dad. Mom was like, Antoine, I need you to go outside, I need to talk to Don. I'm like, for what? After a comment like that, what do you need to talk to me for? And so when he went outside, my mom began to tell me that when she was young, and in between my first 2 brothers and sisters, that her and my dad was fighting, and then they separated, and and she met my dad, my biological father, and and they got together, and then they decided, okay, not to be together anymore, and she went back to my brother and sister dad, and they had 2 more kids. So I'm that guy in the middle. But I never knew that. I never knew that was my dad, that I had a different dad. I found out at 22 years old. But thank God I was mature enough at that time that I was able to console my mom, she was going through. But I say all that to say this. As I got to learn my father, my biological father, I saw him. When I finally did see him, it was like looking in the mirror. For the first time, I got a chance to see. That looks like me. I got a chance to learn about him, and he was, from a communication standpoint, he can communicate. He was good with words. He loved to treat women like queens. He was good with his hands. He was articulate. He was just an energy with people. And then for the first time, I said, wait a minute. That's where I got it from. So I say to you, take a look at your life. Yeah. Take an inventory. Where did you get what you got? Because in order to go forward, you're going to have to take an inventory of that. What if you were taught something wrong and you believed it all your life? How would your life be different if after today you take inventory of your life? If after today you're conscious, subconscious, and your results you give, you focus and you monitor what it is that you allow to come in. You monitor about reprogramming that subconscious. And you say, you know what, from this day forward, I'm no longer the same. I'm no longer the same. What if you was exposed to the limiting beliefs about yourself? And what if you turned them around and only believed about you as God believes about you? I'm here today to remind you that you are God's masterpiece. That's who you are. You are loved by Him. That's what you are. You are His greatest masterpiece. You are His created image. He said He created you in His image, His ideal. He created you. You're not a mistake. You're made to dominate and rule yourself first in the specific areas of gifting. And I'm going to close with a couple of scriptures. Philippians 2 and 5. He says, understanding what we talked about the kingdom mind. And understand what it talks about to say, okay, God, I only want to be what you want me to be and consider myself who you said that I am and do what you say I can do. He says, let this mind be in you. If this is the kingdom mind, let this mind be in you. That was also in Christ Jesus. What does that mean? That we can be walking around with a mind or a mindset that's not like Him. Christ's mind is one of fulfillment, prosperity, belief, hope. Two things about God is expansion and expression. He's always expressing Himself. And He's always expanding. The only limits you have in your life are the ones you set for yourself. Once you believe it, receive it. You will achieve it. Philippians 4 and 8, it says, whatsoever things are pure, honest, good report. It says, think on these things. What does that mean? Consciously think on them. Get them into that heart. So now your body can have manifested results. Proverbs 23 and 7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As he or she continues to think, so you remain. If you're walking around today with limiting beliefs and thoughts about yourself, if you walk around today thinking that you're guilty, although Christ says, listen, I died for you before the foundations of the world, so that you can be lined up and legally you can be here on this earth, ruling and reigning, bringing His kingdom here. If you're not walking around with that mentality, you're cheating yourself. Mark 7:22, it says, for from within, out of a heart of the man, proceeds evil thoughts, fornication, theft, murders, adultery, deeds of coveting, wickedness, as well as deceit, and all other things. Out of the heart, the subconscious of a man, proceeds these things. He or she probably saw it. They experienced it. They got desensitized to it. They kept meditating on it, thinking of it over and over and over, because it got down deep. But how much more out of the heart of a man comes love, purity, forgiveness, long-suffering, patience, kindness. Proverbs 4:23. Watch over your heart with all diligence, because from it flows the springs of life. From our heart, watch over it. Don't just watch anything. Don't just accept everything. God will never do for you what He only meant to do through you. It's not God. It's not Him. He's not the one that's holding us back. It's us. But I don't say it to make you feel guilty. I say it so that you can recognize that I am one with God. He is one with me. I am an expression of His mind, and His mind is beautiful. And I'm here for a purpose and a plan. And where in my life I'm not lining up with His divine plan, that's where I'm having issues. That's why I'm having issues. But when I line up with his plan, when I line up with his plan, he says, it's my pleasure to give you the kingdom. The issues we have in life, does it mean we're being punished? No. It just means that you're on a journey. Enjoy your journey, man. When I'm on a plane, I'll say this at close. When I'm on a plane, if you've been on a plane before, when you ride on that runway, that big old ton plane right on the runway, you're like, how in the world is this thing going to get in the air? Because the wind is blowing against that plane. And it doesn't feel like it's going to take off. But do you know, because the law, God is a God of law. So whatever goes up, gravity, whatever goes up must come where? Down. Because the law of aerodynamics is that once that plane takes off, because there's wind there, because there's adversity there, because there's that resistance there, that resistance, that error, that adversity is there, not to destroy the plane, but guess what? To actually take it to its destination. So if you find yourself right now in any type of adverse situation, I want you to celebrate. Because that means your ticket is here to take you to where you're going. And so I give you 2 words to remember. And these words help me. These words encourage. Remain open. Remain open. This is what that means. As you're going through your life, we're always going to try to find out why is this happening. Remain open. That just means that something good is happening. Something good is taking place in your life. It may take you to go through this to get there. But God is taking you through somewhere. Remain open. Don't define it as, it's just them. Or, they always make me mad. No. Remain open. I don't understand. When I went through what I was going through, I didn't understand. But remain open. I wouldn't trade what I went through for the world. Because it brought me here. It brought me to this place of peace, of rest, of assurance, of confidence in who I am and whose I am. And he has that for every single one of us in here. And the last scripture, before I bring up the bishop, Romans 8:6. He said, for the mind set on the flesh is death, but the mind set on the spirit is life and peace. As we understand that the God we serve, the Creator, the Divine, the one we serve, the Lord Jesus, he's for us. And he's waiting for us to go. He's waiting for us to be still and know that he's God. And to walk out your authority. And so my encouragement to you,